you had a wonderful mixtape that dropped.
Oh, yeah, no, a couple singles actually that dropped this year, so I'm really excited about.
So you're doing a lot
So we had Lex Angeles. I was waiting for Lex Angeles 2 eagerly because I'm a Lex Angeles fanatic. And then you hit us with something in between. And these are the singles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are the singles right now?
Okay, so I dropped this record called All In. Mm-hmm. And then I've just done several records. Make Way dropped. A couple other records dropped. Yeah, a couple features dropped this year. So really, I've just been perfecting my album.
Finding her lane, finding her sound, finding her individuality in artistry. Because she was a dancer for a long time. People forget. So she's been around it, but now she's actually on the other end of the spectrum. She's actually creating and recording instead of just having to.
I always thought
now
that.
we know who should be writing your Wikipedia.
This is my best
Now
baby.
we know who should be writing that Wikipedia
This is
page.
my best
my little baby.
I always thought that dancers would be the best rappers because if you got the rhythm in your body, you just transfer it to sound.
And it's you're dancing with the best of the best, so you're learning invaluable information. It's like college, the college you could never get to for the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? True. You get to learn. She dancing her Missy, bro.
That's
You danced
not
for
an easy
Missy?
task.
For since she was 16.
What's Mawlz done? Let's hear Lex Lu's Wikipedia page of Mawlz.
She's Mawlz ain't doing shit.
So
she needs to get recorded.
I met Mawlz it's been about four or 5 years
almost
ago.
5 years.
And so basically I met her the first 24 hours that she got out
She
here.
was the first woman I met, a female friend I met in LA.
Yeah.
This first 24 hours.
And she is an amazing artist. So she came out here from Pittsburgh all by herself, trying to find her lane and everything. She got signed, dropped a single with.
I was on an In Vogue record.
Yes.
That was my first
cool.
record.
You were on an In Vogue record?
Yes. Rapping.
Feature for In Vogue, and then
But let's not pull that up because I'm embarrassed.
and then since
Not
then
pull
she's
that up. That's
No.
That's gonna be on repeat today. Y'all about to get 1,000 clicks.
Stop.
and since then she's developed as an artist. I track her and record her.
she
She's
actually
worked with a
did.
lot of different producers,
She
and
recorded
she's
my next,
finding her
little
sound
single.
and just getting comfortable here in LA because when you come from somewhere else, it's really difficult to survive here. And
Yeah, it's
her
a lot of
not
change.
having family and not having anyone. I've brought her into my family and
Literally every single Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday, I'm with her family because I can't afford to go home.
Oh, cool! Because Lex Lu never sent me the invite when I was going.
You know what? It's
Ralph's.
exclusive, so you gotta have an RSVP code.
Well, let's play a little game called Either Or.
Okay. Right.
So basically, with Either Or,
Yep. Either or, we give you two options. Daily things, because we want to get to know the real you.
the real you.
behind.
It's like a psychological analysis.
Exactly. So the first either or, I want to know if you prefer basketball players or football players.
basketball.
Ooh.
It's unanimous.
Basketball
Unanimous.
I had to think about it, but then I was like, if I've dated one who's been better to me, basketball players.
Okay.
Never dated either.
Hoop
Football
dreams.
players are a little grimy.
This one's a little controversial.
I mean, maybe they all are.
A little controversial. Biggie or Tupac?
Ooh, Tupac. Oh, bitch.
Not so controversial after
I
all.
mean, it's not really. It's just more so Tupac was just. Biggie was the swag of everything, but Tupac was the fucking voice.
Where are you guys from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
LA.
So we're disappointed in you, kind of. Like
You let
Pittsburgh,
down
we're
the east
like
side.
you're closer to the east.
I'm just
What
saying
about you? What's your either
personally.
or? Tupac or Biggie?
Are we supposed to be asked
not-
this?
we're not
or
the either
You
or.
already
You
know
guys-
which one I picked because I gave you that little keychain.
Yes.
I would pick Biggie. George would pick Tupac.
Of course you would.
We've
Now,
had long
it just depends on
arguments.
where
What song?
There's no song. What we're depending on is what we're idealizing about each one.
No.
So
What makes them godlike?
exactly, and so I just have a personal opinion regarding Biggie, even though it's not like I have to. It's Biggie and not Tupac.
Right.
So I understand
Right.
Tupac is the biggest
Preference.
rap icon, but if I had to go lyrically, I'd go Biggie.
Yeah, we all wish we could pick both.
I know,
but,
right?
you know.
Exactly. Everybody
But-
always names them top two.
That's
But
what
when
makes
I
it
hear
difficult.
Dear Mama and I get those goosebumps, I'm
know
a
what I'm
mama's boy,
saying.
so I gotta go with Pop.
Yeah.
Like
But-
you're
I
not,
get
you
the
not,
same
you never
goosebumps
did
when I hear
anything
I
to
Get
your
Around.
mama, and you're like,
That's-
oh damn, mom, I'm sorry.
I get around, I get
That's a good
goosebumps.
one.
The same feeling.
I don't think that's what's supposed to happen. But what is supposed to happen, I'm supposed to ask you, would you pick Louis or Gucci?
Yay!
I'm picking Louis.
Louis? So the question was Louis or Gucci, Mawlz?
Oh, I sound like I'm copying her, but Louis. Also, I swear. I mean, we just the same
Well,
person.
now we know why you guys are best friends.
Yeah, exactly. We like the
Yes,
same shit.
It makes sense.
Okay.
What else?
It's a good one.
No,
It's
but you
about
have
to
to
be good.
understand.
It's about to be good.
Okay.
Okay.
Fat guy
Ooh.
or bald head. And when I say bald head guy, I don't mean like completely shaved. I'm not talking Michael Jordan cool
Okay.
bald. I'm talking about
like
like,
little dots.
The hair decided to leave.
He's balding,
It's gone.
Okay.
but the hair is still on the side and doesn't let it go.
Oh, so it's like
Oh,
he's not
like-
letting it go.
Oh, wait, so
Exactly.
he's not gonna just let it.
No, he's
How
still
fat
trying.
is the other guy?
No, he's a bigger
need
guy.
answers.
Big
He's
dude.
Is he fluffy or is he fat? Is it hanging
He
or
looks
is it
a little
like
roly-poly when you look at him.
so it's
like
not
Rick
even like
Ross or
it's-
worse?
No, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
because
Like
I'm
Rick
gonna-
Ross can still play it off. I'm talking about like
I'm gonna go.
Regular.
I'm gonna go balding just because I can shave it. When
Yeah,
you
like
sleep.
we can convince them to do something.
Yeah,
with
you
that,
just
know?
get it once it
Get a
starts
little
going. You just
spray,
gotta let
you
it
know?
go.
So
Somebody
what
could
you're
do that.
saying is that you don't want to work on a man because you could convince him to go to
No,
the gym.
but, like,
you
could
weren't
you,
willing
though?
do
He
that.
has to wanna change
You took
himself.
you took the easy route. Well, you just shaved his head without asking.
No, I didn't do that. I was
did.
going to convince
She
him to
did.
shave his head. Okay, so
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
different. I'm
So-
giving somebody an
so
option.
That's the kind of girls they are. You see this,
I
right?
hear it. I hear it all.
They didn't accept him for who he was. They picked the flaw that they had the best chance of
They
correcting.
did.
Ooh,
They did.
Does that make us shallow? Fuck.
Y'all are hanging out.
Horrible person.
You're hungry, and you want to decide
But like,
on
if you
where
can't go
to
hiking
eat.
with me, like we live in LA, bruh. We gotta go, do the running hikes and things like that. If you can't keep up, then the hair I can handle.
Who hurt you?
I feel, no,
What?
I feel like hold on.
What fat man hurt you, girl?
Because with the hikes, you could get better with time. It's not like you could be like,
If Bay is willing to go on
Grow
the hikes
hair,
and he's fat,
grow.
then I take it. If you're willing to hike with me and just try,
Yeah,
then
okay.
I think about it.
all right. So y'all are hanging
Sorry.
out. You're
Sorry, fat
hungry.
people. I
You
love
got
you too.
two options. You got Chick-fil-A
Ooh,
and you got In-N-Out.
Chick-fil-A.
Jesus.
Teron told me this years ago. I didn't believe him until I came to the light.
Well, did you hear about like In-N-Out? I think it was like they donated like $25,000 to the Republican Party. Like
I did hear that.
Did you hear that In-N-Out made the exact same donation to the Democratic Party? And
No,
no
I
one
didn't.
cared?
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
see that?
Welcome
See
to
that
the world of
perspective?
public
Give me some
media
knowledge.
relations.
Whoa.
That's
So
true.
what companies
didn't know that
frequently
either.
do is they donate money because not only do they get tax
Mm-hmm.
incentives, but of course whoever they feel more power. But whoever's in power, people usually give that person money so that they get breaks. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah, no, of course.
And so people just take something. And my thing is, if you're there are really
I saw it on
pertinent
Instagram.
reasons not to like someone or a company or whatever it is, and things like this just get blown out of proportion.
Well, right, and everybody hears one side of the story.
Exactly.
And then everyone thinks that that's the only fact or the only opinion or whatever, but it's like
Well-
you don't have, you haven't heard from both sides and you also just weren't there.
Well,
like, it's all word of
one
mouth,
fact
the
is that
internet.
Chick-fil-A has better service. So
One fact is Chick-fil-A will never fuck
Mess
your
up your
order
order.
up. Ever.
And you know what?
They're going to hell if they do,
They
you
give
know
you
that.
a lot of sauce, and they don't charge you for
And they
that
don't
No
sauce.
ask. They
question.
don't even. They don't.
No,
They're just
they
like, we know you
exactly.
need
They know
more.
exactly.
We know you
Some
want
places
more.
give you a guilt trip regarding the sauces.
Yeah,
do.
they
Like,
don't make you
yeah.
feel guilty.
They'll be like, "Oh, what's the extra honey mustard?" Or like, "Nigga, you better give me that honey mustard."
And like, what are you supposed to do with one packet of ketchup? I never understood when they hand
Yeah.
you one packet of ketchup.
when you get a large
cheese.
fries and they give you
You're
like
supposed
two.
to ration your ketchup.
Yeah.
Like on
You
each
got to
fry.
put about a milliliter on each fry, you know?
All right.
Drop it on there.
Would you rather hear gossip, or would you rather hear a lie?
Ooh.
But would you know you were hearing a lie because it's a lie?
Either way, gossip could be a lie, but
Right,
it's
true,
gossip.
true,
It's
true,
gossipy.
true.
Or
Stressful.
I guess I
Yeah.
would rather hear gossip. Because, I mean, I don't want to hear either. And really, like, am I involved in it?
You
'Cause
need
if
to
not-
decipher your own, like,
Right, part of
interpretation
it.
of it. Yeah, like, I guess it would be
Right.
gossip because I don't, if it's a lie, I don't know if it's a lie. If I think it's truth, then I'm just going to go
That's
with
like
along
the
with it.
Matrix.
But if it's gossip, then I could be like, well, that doesn't make sense.
This is
It
my
just makes-
opinion, but I really don't have any information. So
Yeah.
I can't really give you facts about anything. Because
Yeah.
a lie, I guess, is solid, right? That's like, it's the truth or the lie. So gossip is like the gray area.
All right. Next one has nothing to do with me, so please feel comfortable to answer. All right. Aladdin or Little Mermaid?
Aladdin.
Little Mermaid.
Good. You don't feel guilty. Little Mermaid's my favorite too.
Little Mermaid is one.
Aladdin's number 2 for me.
Okay.
I wake up in the morning and say, oh.
If I had to pick any of them, though, Lion King for sure.
a
Of
Lion
Disney
King-
movies,
a
Lion King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lion King
Just
is
Simba and Nala, you know,
Lion King's kind of better
with
than
that.
everything.
I like cats a lot. I'm a cat lady. I have 2.
Nice
Hi, Cool
guy.
J.
Nice guy. Average guy. Nice guy. Sweet guy. Caring guy. Great guy. Dick game's weak. Or or dropping my mixtape any day now. Don't got a job. Let me borrow your car.
Ooh.
Can you spot me 20? Spot
Nice
me
guy,
20?
nice guy, nice guy, nice
Dick
guy.
energy
Nice guy.
puts it down.
Nah, nice guy.
Nice
guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
That's the lie all girls tell
No,
themselves.
it's not.
That's
Because
the girl.
listen, dick is everywhere. Chemistry isn't. Woo.
All right.
Those were bars. However,
Hallelujah.
I'm gonna tell you something. We didn't speak about chemistry. If nice guys didn't
didn't.
finish last,
Ooh.
that would make sense.
Right.
But I think that has a lot more
But
to
is
do
that
with
a
maturity
fact?
and age.
Is that a fact that nice guys finish?
That
last?
is.
Or is
Like
that
an
an
age,
opinion?
like it hits an age.
I think it can. No, some guys.
No, I think it does hit an age.
No,
I think
girls age. I'm talking about
women
like,
want a
yeah.
nice guy
Yeah, I
once
do
they hit
think-
like
a
30 because they're like, I got 5
Yeah,
years
yeah.
left to have a kid. So
I
like, do I
do-
want to have it with you or not?
Yeah.
22-year-old is like, here, have the
Oh
keys.
no, she'll take the
And
SoundCloud
a
rapper all day.
32-year-old is like, hold my hand, cuddle.
All right, this is one that might have been inspired
That's
by
me. What you talking about?
some stuff I saw on Insta stories. A guy who's obsessed with you and tags you in everything and posts you in everything and tags you in captions of every post, or an F-boy clout chaser.
Ooh.
Or an F-boy
answer to
Hold on.
F-boy
What do you
clout
mean?
chaser.
Do they do the same thing, but it's for this reason?
No, I'm just saying.
Give some
I might have been on
differentiation.
Insta stories and I saw someone write something about an F-boy clout chaser,
Okay.
or a guy who's obsessed with you and
I'm gonna
tags you
need
in
to hear this
everything.
story.
I would
We'll
I
talk
would say
about it
the
later.
clout chaser only because I would be scared of the obsessed one. Like I don't want you to be like doing some weird stalking
Wow.
me shit or like trying to.
Wow.
What do you mean why?
I said, wow.
Said,
Oh,
Wow.
you said wow.
And I
was
said,
about to be
Why,
like,
why
wow.
were you trying to attack me right now?
Oh.
What you mean? Why? I cut your face.
I like the
It's
sweet
like,
guy.
wait, who stalked
The
you?
sweet
Who
guy
stalked
that's
you?
like, proud of me. And
He's going with the obsessive dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I don't know because
You
like I could at least get rid of
obsessive and
the.
you like
I could get
clout.
rid of the clout chaser.
Clout chaser.
I don't want either of them, honestly. Truly, honestly, truly.
capris on a guy or shorts on a guy.
Shorts. Shorts.
All right.
No, not too short.
Manly
Venice
chest
short.
with extreme body hair, or smooth bird chest.
This had nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with me, Ken.
I like
Body hair.
Oh, well, there you go. There you have it. The either or. The either or. We feel like we have some type of feel for who you are as
Yeah.
people.
Definitely.
For who here you are. This week, because Lex Lu's on the panel, George was like, "We're doing your hip hop crush."
Okay.
Because your crush
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
tells you everything about who you are.
Yeah. And why? Not just who they are, but why you picked them. And if there's reasons other than their looks.
Hip hop crush. Jeez. You go first.
Okay. Hip hop crush. I would say.
Lil Uzi. Oh, wait.
No,
it's
no.
supposed to
You
be
know
for
what?
them.
You're gonna laugh. This is
No, I was
Hilarious.
answering. I thought I was playing.
But I
Sorry.
do love Lil Uzi though. Lil Uzi's my little baby too. But I would say first of all, Usher is always forever number one. But the current one though, I would say is Daniel Caesar. Is he R&B though? That's not hip hop. Huh?
That's definitely R&B.
We
okay.
want a rapper.
Okay, a rapper.
Yeah,
A
rap.
I'll
A
go
rapper.
Kendrick.
You're going Kendrick?
rapper.
That's a great call.
A-
That's a
Kendrick.
great
It's
one.
a-
Anderson
it's a good-
Paak.
It's a good man.
Anderson Paak,
Anderson
that's a good
Paak,
call.
come on.
And you know what? He seems like he'd be a sweet dad.
He would.
Both of those are sweet dads. I
Yeah.
feel like they're both really sweet.
But they
dads.
got the hubby material and written all
Who
over
would you
them.
rather want to be your dad, Kendrick or Anderson
Will
Paak?
Smith.
Will Smith is the best dad on the planet. Every time I give my dad a Father's Day card, I want to rip it up
I
in his
wish
face
you were
and be
Will
like,
Smith.
Jaden Smith also gives his father a Father's Day card.
I'm
and
a
that
living
father
icon.
deserves one.
Oh my God.
And my
Sorry,
father's
Dad.
great,
I
by
love
the
you,
way.
Dad,
My
by the way.
father's
I
a
love
great
you. He's
guy,
not Will
sweet,
Smith? Is that
but
what
he's
you're
not
saying?
Will Smith.
Yeah, he's
Like,
right.
my
Will
father
Smith
is
did
a
the
great
fucking
dad.
Kiki on a London bridge.
Yeah, I would definitely
What?
just want Will Smith to be my hip hop dad. For
Hip hop
sure.
dad. I wouldn't want Will Smith to be my
Yeah,
biological
just
dad.
Will
I'll
Smith.
Like
tell you-
biological
I'll tell
father.
you what I wouldn't want is Jada to be my biological mom.
Oh, really?
Why?
Because you see how short those kids are. Like they're both 5'2", bro. I mean,
but they're so
Jaden
happy.
Is my dude, but they're short.
They're happy.
They can't
They're
reach
happy,
the top
but
of the
I
fridge, but they
also wanna
happy
be
as
tall.
hell.
Oh, man.
Will Smith, I'd want. Well, you know who it must suck for? I feel Trey. Like the
You know
first
what?
kid, the
And
first son that we all forget about.
He's the dude, he wants to be forgotten about. I feel like he's like, I'm the one who came from not Jada. Like, I'm the other one. Like, I'm the outsider. Like,
So
I
not
feel like I would
everybody
feel like
wants,
that
like,
too.
the fame and
yeah,
want to be
nobody
famous.
wants.
But Trey
And there's
had
the
a
family-
song made
Just
about
the
him.
two of us.
Yeah.
Oh, that song was iconic.
He had a song
too.
made for him.
I just got chills.
So he got the love.
Yeah.
No, because everyone's like, oh, Jade,
I
you
have
look
a-
so cute in that video.
I have a conspiracy theory that because Will Smith didn't give him all attention, that Trey actually morphed into Treyway. Treyway is actually Trey.
Treyway is actually.
Treyway
That's why
is
Will
Trey.
Smith had those bars that one time.
Yeah, that's why he had the bars for him.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, but we want to know why Anderson .Paak and why Kendrick.
Okay, so you start because I had to answer first. But you
Well,
ended
just
up
the type of I feel like Kendrick is a leader. I feel like I could learn things.
Icon
I could
living.
learn a lot from him. I can follow his lead, and not only that, but he's attractive, and
He can act.
he's got power, man. I love.
He
I love
loves his
power.
woman.
Yeah,
That's
I love the
cute.
power that he has.
Do you feel
need
that
to-
his West Coastness adds to his
You know,
Oh,
appeal?
absolutely.
you know it does. I'm a West
West
Coast girl.
Side.
I feel like Kendrick
Lex
is
Lu
in like
reps it.
everyone's top like 2 right now. I feel like Kendrick is all like named in just anybody. Like, what's your favorite rap, whatever, hip hop? Like, he's just automatic, and that's what's cool is he crosses over to everybody. Everyone just respects his like his bars, his
swag
realness,
is-
and just his like unwillingness to not like he just doesn't conform. It seems, and that's like a nice change.
Yeah.
But
what
Love
about
me some
Anderson?
Kendrick, too.
Why
That's
Anderson?
great for Lex. But what about
I know,
Anderson?
man. I'm up here. Just can I just
Yeah.
speak for?
Yeah.
Glad you're
So-
picking her
So
baby
did you
daddy.
say you're also a songwriter and a lawyer? Like, she
And a
needed
lawyer.
Spokesman.
I'm representing Alexis Boyd.
So why Anderson .Paak?
Yeah, let me shut that up. But Anderson, because he like that was one of the first Venice and what was that, Malibu, those 2 albums, literally every single song back to back to back to back, whether it's shuffled, whether it's running straight through the album. And then I saw them live and I was just like, this is like kind of like throwing me back to things my dad used to show me of stuff I'll never see, like Woodstock or these performances by like, you know, rock bands, like these rock stars who it's now everyone got an auto-tune mic. Now mind you, I
But
love
why
the
your
art.
baby daddy?
Wait, what?
Okay, why your baby daddy? Though?
Why him, my baby daddy? Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't really know his personality all like that, but I just like from his artistry, I feel like the vibe I get from him, his videos, just like how he is with his band, he does seem like he would just be like a good dude, even a good friend, or like maybe a good lover. I don't fucking know, you know.
Have you
But-
ever gotten goosebumps listening to Anderson
Oh,
.Paak's
absolutely.
music? You have.
When I listen to like he has got those samples where it's like the old like white dude talking about back in the day Venice, like la 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 la. It's just it's like
So
a,
technically,
you travel-
it's not anything about a song but the samples he used.
No, it's
Because
just,
I was like,
Dead, everyone
It's a-
else but
Hold on,
him.
it's
heard
about
Anderson
the,
pop song.
it's about the arrangement and the creativity.
Yeah, it's creative.
And it's about
It's
also
arranged.
the authenticity
authentic.
because they perform and it's like a live band and
But
it's
what
like you're
about
there
him
at
as
the
a
beach.
person
Yeah,
makes you
well,
think
it's
that
gotta
he's
be
a
a
good
baby
I'm not a
daddy.
writer.
I mean,
I'm a bite
I just
up.
think I bet he.
Don't do
See,
that.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't know, but I bet he's funny. I bet he's just like a goofball, and I bet he gets into trouble, which is kind of sexy. And I think that he's just also like I love. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I've dated some musicians. Like I love artists. I love people who love what I love. Like that passion to be shared. That's dope.
The reason why I asked about the goosebumps,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that emotional connection to someone
Makes
is
you get
very
goosebumps.
important. You know, Sam Smith gives me goosebumps
Yeah.
when I hear The Lonely Hour till this day.
There you go. But that's what music does for people, and it makes you feel something. So like Anderson .Paak was somebody who I was like, wow, like I've seen you in the local bars like come up off of some real music, not some like fake, you know, like a label didn't tell you to do this. This is you and your band coming up with stuff that actually like you were homeless, bro, in Venice. Like this is what your music is like reflecting.
It's a victory, it's a drive, it's an
Exactly.
ambition.
And
of
he's still not
Anderson.
living like the like hip hop rock star lifestyle. He's like still out here wearing his like tie dye and being high and like doing acid and shit. I'm sure. I mean, if you want to like drink some shroom tea with me, baby, I'm here. But
So what happened to Nice Guys, right? See, that's the
No,
thing.
but
It's
he seems
gets
like
in
he's nice
trouble,
too,
he's
though.
This, but you still want that element of danger.
an element of like maybe not danger but leadership that you're not so worried about authority. That's what I feel
But
like
she
he
also
has.
she also did the clout. She chose to clout chase.
I did. Remember? I'm like, yeah, I'm that girl.
See,
So.
the poppiness. I get it.
The poppiness is called.
Poppin', you know, okay, popping or
Poppin'.
stopping.
But listen, if I want to be popping, I should have a king who's popping too. Ooh.
There you go. You need to match the poppiness.
Mm-hmm.
So the popping or stopping are trends that men do, and you need to tell
Do
us
they pop or do
if
they
it's
stop?
popping or stopping, hot or not. So, Teron,
Okay.
what is the popping or stopping?
Okay.
This
Wait, am I
has
supposed to
nothing to do with George either, but it's cowboy boots. Okay,
Cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah.
like men who wear cowboy boots because it's a trend. They've been pushing it. This is the new
have?
thing. It's
Since when?
swaggy.
And I feel like I've seen you rock cowboy boots in a
No.
photo, Lex.
Have you?
I have rocked cowboy boots.
wait.
Not
Let
that
me
I
just
stalked you or nothing.
Let me just say that I am half Mexican, and in my culture, you know, there's a lot of cowboy boots. I'm not attracted to it. I'm not going after the cowboy boots wearing dude, you know, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna
But
be like,
fall season's coming up, so men, we need to know how to dress. Is it popping or stopping in the
oh, I
fall?
like it. I wouldn't be mad at it. Especially if you need to dress it right, though. You can't just wear
Exactly.
cowboy
Like,
boots
I'm
with,
gonna be
have to
mad
wear,
if you just wear it with
whole
old
thing
whatever.
and a horse.
You have to wear no. You know who could fucking rock some cowboy
six-piece
boots the right way?
revolvers, like,
ASAP. ASAP Rocky could rock some motherfucking
he's like a
cowboy
fashion-
boots. I know, but he would do it the right way that it would still be
yeah,
macho.
I guess it's just how
You know how ASAP Rocky would do it the right way, though? I feel like he would not wear them. And that's the thing. I feel like he would do it the right,
like
the
you just, like,
rightest
out of
way
all,
ever.
out of all artists, like a
You know
lot of
how he
male
would do it
artists,
right?
he
He
would
just
probably be the
would.
one to wear them, though.
He would though, because he's like him
the
or
guy.
fucking Jeffrey.
He's the
the Slim Thug. Wait,
Young Thug.
Young Thugger. Yeah, he would do it with a dress on too.
But yeah, I'm not mad at cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots. Okay, so
I'm not.
that's something
I'm not.
you guys
I'm not really with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
So
not.
you're
If
giving
you,
us stop
I'm
it.
not into it. I think they should stop. It's not popping.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're saying pop it.
I don't like it.
Grandpa used to wear them.
Okay. Okay.
You learn something new every single day. Learn something new every single day. We get questions from our listeners. So the listeners email us at,
imperfectshow@gmail.com.
and we love to hear from you. This week's question is from a young lady named Nakia Allen. Hopefully I pronounced your
Nakia.
name correctly. Nakia.
So the question from Nakia is, my boyfriend is always busy. He says he is always working. He is a performer and a recording artist and says he doesn't have time to go out. But I know he goes out to the club with his friends. Why doesn't he go to the club with me?
I feel like this is an important question, especially in LA. This is a huge concern. This
Right.
comes up
Big
often.
one.
Have
It's a
either
big
one of
one.
you experienced this before we get into it?
Well, first off, I should say that I like going out. My boyfriend does not like going out.
Right.
He was very confused for the first year on why I would go out to all hours of the
Extremely
night.
confused.
You know,
Very mad at
and be
me.
out and, yeah, like, you know, I like going out. I like going out.
He's like,
for
you're going out with
hours.
Molly? Oh God.
I like,
Did you bring him to Laugh Factory that one night at
I did.
Tehran's show?
I did.
You did? Okay.
But he was very confused for the first year. But then he realized that, you know, like
You have to.
He realized that that's just something I like to do. I like going out. I like dancing because I'm a dancer. But like
But
I
also
like
it's good
dancing
to network.
I like dancing to loud music. I like hanging out with people. I'm very social. He's very opposite of me, and so it took a while for us to find that balance. But now he's like, yeah, go ahead, have fun, go out, send me money for a
Sometimes
drink.
he'll step out. Sometimes
Yeah, and then
for a
he
quick
likes
hour or
stepping
so.
out every once in a while and
Daddy
stuff.
D.
But I think it's about finding a balance with your partner. You know, like
And you can't force them into something that's
and you
uncomfortable
can't
for them.
force me to not do what I want to do.
Right.
But her concern isn't just that
he
the
doesn't.
boyfriend that she likes.
Oh, he
staying
goes out
home.
without her.
He goes out, but when it comes to her, she doesn't understand why she can't come along or be there, or why they can't go out for a dinner or a date.
Oh, like he
or
just
a
doesn't
movie.
take her out like at
Yeah,
all.
why
He
is
doesn't
she
really-
he doesn't
being
take her out at
left
all?
out
Are
of
you
the
sh-
social life?
So
You should
sis-
never. You're being hidden. You're a side chick. You're being hidden. He has a girl, a full fucking girl. He's got a wifey, and you're the side bitch he's getting cutty from, and then he's gonna go
So
do
let
whatever
me
he does.
disagree with you really
Whoa.
quick.
What? I'm
Let
just
me-
saying.
no, let
Whoa,
me disagree with
Nakia,
that.
you might be in
It's
hot
LA.
water.
Are you serious?
No, and this is the difference, and I feel like for a female artist and a male artist, how different
Okay, I'm
comes
listening,
to
I'm
life.
listening, I'm
First of all, men, we're not very good at multitasking.
Right. Too
We
much.
don't like to put women don't compartmentalize as well as we do. We compartmentalize, meaning that for example, with George and I's personal lives, George and I have been friends for
Too long.
Way so long, we don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like,
He's like, you gonna age me, bro.
Over 15 years.
Over 15 years
Over
we've been
15
friends.
years.
And yet there are still friends of George's that I don't know, and there are friends of mine that George doesn't know. There are interests, like girl interests in our lives that we don't ever mix because we compartmentalize them.
Meaning that like that shouldn't be a part. Like you're in my life, but you're not that part of my life.
No, you're not in this part. And especially with girls, there's steps to get into that part. I'm not just introducing a girl to my family.
Well, absolutely not. Just like a
I'm
woman
not
shouldn't rush into that either.
Bringing a girl, if it's a group of guys going out, my girl isn't going to be the one that comes with us.
Right.
I don't even
But are you
like
saying
that girl.
ever? Or
I
like,
don't like that.
she has
girl.
to be your like fucking.
She's a different part of my life. So when
But
it
what
comes
if
to
it's more
artistry,
serious, though?
well, it doesn't matter. I don't see, and I'll tell you something, and people don't realize this. Will Smith and Jada, who we all think of as
Goals.
the perfect couple, right? To the point where if my parents got divorced, I might get over it. But if Will Smith and Jada
You're gonna be
think
really
they get
fucked up.
divorced, I'll cry.
Effed up.
When Will Smith and Jada were dating, how come we didn't know? Do you think they just one day woke up and got married? So how come because they both had careers, they were up and coming, and they understood that their relationship
Separation
couldn't
dynamic.
come out until they were both ready to present it. And what happened when Will Smith was married to Jada, when he showed that, hey, I'm married to Jada now, his role in movies changed. He went from saving the day to being the father in pursuit of happiness.
So basically,
or things
however
like
the
that.
public perceives you is what you're going to get
Exactly.
stereotype cast
And
for.
if you don't believe me,
Right.
let's ask J. Cole.
No, and I
who's
do
proud
believe
of his
you.
wife, who didn't hide her,
Right.
but didn't explicitly
Exploit her
tell
either,
anyone.
right.
Didn't want anyone to know until it accidentally slipped out by a producer, and then his sales dropped.
Oh, I
You
believe
know,
it.
so-
That's just like when a woman, if you put your boyfriend on your Instagram, you're gonna lose followers. You're gonna lose engagement. You know.
In
This is a career.
2012, this actually happened. I went up to Sony. I was speaking with A&R there, and they told me.
The
"You're
A&R,
a
by
guy."
the way, that was in charge of signing J. Cole. That was
Exact-
working with
actually,
J.
exactly.
Same guy wanted to sign George.
And what he told me, look me dead in the eye, he said, the guys, they have to want to be you.
And the girls
The
have to wanna
women,
fuck you.
they have to want to F you. He said that. So he said, when we're developing an artist, when someone's new to the game, when you're still trying to get to your
Fan
goals,
base, yeah.
you should appear as single so that way you don't push people away from crushing over you and becoming your fans.
One of the best examples is your favorite person, Anderson .Paak, who came out as like he was married from the jump and he had a
Right.
kid. And because of that, his sales have suffered. You're not as young, you're not as fresh, you're not as hip. It doesn't matter what kind of music you're putting out. It's different than if we watch it develop and then you get married as part of
Right,
part of
'cause,
the
like,
growth.
people got to see
Cardi
that.
B, we love seeing that.
Because and also because the fucking Offset's a major star. So
No, actually, Offset wasn't a major star. In fact, the
But he was
relationship
known,
with
he
Offset and
helped
Cardi
him,
B,
absolutely.
no one knew. Listen, Quavo was Migos, and then maybe Takeoff. Offset had just come out of jail, and we always for who's that third guy again? So it helped them grow. It cultivated them, and now they're the couple. And it does cause a lot of strife. Look at how many things Cardi B has had to go through because they're in a relationship.
Right, true,
Whether
true,
he's
true.
cheated or not, I
as
don't
far
know.
as just the media
All that
attacking,
stress.
right.
It's a lot of stress. So,
Yeah.
as an artist, the concept is three things. First of all, you have to be very aware of your public persona and who you are. Second of all, your work ethic. You are busy because you're always in this. You're a brand. You are a business.
Yeah.
It's not like a job where you can clock in and clock out. I go to work. I go to work
You're
at
always
9 and I
clocking.
clock out at 5. This is 24/7,
Yeah.
365. There are no days off. Everything's a brand. You own a business, except you think of it an In-N-Out or a Chick-fil-A we all love, except you are the cashier, you are the manager, you are the janitor, you are the drive-through person, you are the brand marketer, you are the person who washes the sidewalks, and you don't get Sunday off. So that's what you are as an artist. And the third thing is what people don't understand when you're not in the business is that the club is going to work. It's not, you're always on. You're on when you're out. You
Right.
have to be in.
You can't be bummy going out.
You have to be in character, in costume. How difficult is it for Lex Lu to go to an event? You have to dress as Lex Lu, get ready as Lex Lu, and
Right.
go to an event
And
as Lex Lu.
a lot of events like that I do go to, my plus one usually is they want them to be females. And when I go and like host at clubs,
There
they're
you
like,
go.
you can bring as many females as you want. Guys have to pay.
Exactly.
You know, and
guys still come.
and what's great about like I mean, I've been in a relationship for almost 3 years now. Like it's great because not only does he like not like going out, but he actually likes taking me out when he goes out because I'm cool.
Right, exactly. People know her.
But what does he do?
He's
a
producer.
dope-ass,
He's
producer,
Actually, he's
yeah.
a producer, and he produced the
So
record
he's
that I
He's a
dropped.
behind the
producer.
scenes.
He's behind
Yeah,
the
he's
scenes.
very
That's
behind
what
the
I want.
scenes.
Because he's behind the scenes, it's very different than being the public
very
persona.
true.
And another thing I thought about when you are out, right? You ever been out with friends and someone's on their phone texting the whole time? You're like, hey, yo, that's whack. Put it down because you need to be on. You need to be present in the moment. Of
course.
Well, let's say you have your significant other. That's no different than texting on the phone.
Yeah.
That person is now distracting you from the group or from the event.
That you're supposed to be participating in and being cool.
Absolutely. And networking. And let's say you're not doing that. So then you're not preoccupied by your significant other. Well, Nakia, then let's say he brings you out and he's not focusing on you, you're now going to feel invalidated. You're going to feel neglected.
It's just
you're
a lot of
feel
extra.
brushed
Like it's
aside.
mixing business and pleasure. It gets hard.
2 seconds ago, you were like, she's a side chick. So I'm not really trying to hear what you have to say right
You're
now.
trying to trick
No,
us.
the
This
bandwagon.
is the thing. There's a lot of
We're
different
given the prerequisite
perspectives.
of like being in the industry
Exactly.
and going out
We
for
did.
work and stuff.
He's
And
a
then I'm
performer and a recording artist.
Okay, then
Let's underline
Read it again.
I'm
Read it again. Read it
And
again.
says
Read it
he
again.
doesn't
No,
have time to go out. Read it
Right.
again,
No,
George.
and says,
Yes, this is
and,
George.
no, wait. He's a performer and a
boyfriend.
recording artist, and he doesn't have time to go out, right?
Not my boyfriend, Nakia's boyfriend.
You don't have to read it. Yeah, you don't have to
Question
read
for
it
the
again.
listener.
No, but I'm saying no. It's a lot of things that happen in LA that I never thought I'd see. So that's all. Maybe I'm jaded.
No, you are jaded. But the concept is people, if you're not in this business, whether it's acting, comedy, rapping, singing, it's such an extraordinary. That's why we call them pop stars or superstars. No one's ever been like, oh my gosh, you know that cashier star, the best cashier at Rite Aid. No one thinks of that because you're outside the limits of what we think of as the norm. The rules are also outside of what we would think of as the norm. And it's because the little things in this industry are things that the average person would not understand is actually work. To an average person, it'll look like what I do as comedy is I just, at 10 o'clock or whenever my set time is, I just go up, I perform, and and people laugh and I come off. And it's because we make it look easy.
Yeah, but you're collecting your jokes all day. You're learning from other people. You're people watching.
I'm
you're
reading pop culture. I'm learning. I'm
not
paying
fine,
attention.
studying. Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I agree. Because like if you're
a new girl who doesn't know about that life, though, you could easily like misconceive that as like, oh, he's like doing all this and that. And that's why a lot of people don't get in relationships in this industry is because people they don't know how to accept
100%.
what happens.
It's absolutely
That's what I'm saying. But like
tough.
sometimes though, the dudes though will take advantage of that and be doing that shit too. So that's why it's like, I don't know, but I get it. Like if I'm a girl who's in the industry and I'm in the industry too, I'm of course gonna accept what he's doing. Like, oh, you need to be at the studio till 4. I already did that. I had a producer ex-boyfriend. Like I know. Like I'm not gonna think you're doing actually anything for all these years we're together, knowing you work until 4 a.m. and like I've seen you in there busting your ass, breaking your neck, getting your back all fucked up, hunched over the keyboard, working on music. So I get that. But like a lot of girls, I feel like they just have never had that experience of somebody who actually has to do this 24/7 as a lifestyle. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not I have from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. for you. You don't.
This industry is really difficult though. Like I mean, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram. I don't know if you probably don't know anything personal about me looking at my Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it that way because
I would have never known you're an animal lover if I didn't run into you at PetSmart.
that I like a lot of people don't know I'm in a relationship. So when I say it, it's like, oh, how long have you been in a relationship? Almost 3 years.
Like,
oh shit, or like, oh, you have a child. Oh, I didn't even know. Oh, that's because it's none of your business. Like I give you what you want to, like what I want you to.
Exactly.
What I want you to know.
I love that, and I think the ultimate sacrifice of an artist is called marrying the craft.
Yeah.
And when you marry the craft, it makes it very difficult to meet the standards or so of a traditional relationship in society. So when I marry my craft, right?
Married to the game.
Married to the game.
Yep.
Take it a step further. I like that term. Marry the game because everything that comes with the craft is the game and the lifestyle.
Right.
If you love me, respect the fact that
Then you
I'm
love
married
that
to
I
the
love
game.
this shit. Like,
Exactly, because that's a part of me.
And that's the part of me that attracted, and this is something
the
that
first
George
place,
has
why I
had to
liked
explain
you.
to people in my life, is that's the thing that attracted you to him in the first place, is all of this. So don't hate him
now
for
you're,
what he does,
resent,
for
you're
what-
resenting him for the
you
reason
wanted
why
him
you were
because
attracted.
he was in demand, and now what? Like,
And it's a real struggle.
And George had this conversation with somebody one time, and it was a very real thing to say to them.
Yeah.
And it isn't easy. I'm not saying, Nakia, that it's easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be cake, but you have to make a decision. And if it's something that you can't deal with, well, it's understandable.
No, be careful because
I
we had
low-key
someone
forgot
dump
we
their
were giving
husband because of a comment.
no. Listen, I forgot we were giving advice to like a real person too. And for her, like, girl, if you know like your man and you know like is he a real artist? Is he grinding? Like, then you should just know like what he's doing is work for like his career and to help push both of you forward. And if that's the type of man he is, you shouldn't be worried. Let him like do the late night session. Let him be at the club and do his performance. Let him do this and that and like give him that room to breathe. Like, you're the queen. You're supposed to help back him up. Like, he needs you. So, but
Exactly. Look, J. Cole has the best line. I love it when you give me head. I hate when you give me headaches. And that's the realest thing. Like because everyone wants it when they make it, but when it's on the come up and it's a lot of work, and even
It's
when you
very
make it, it's
hard.
still continued work. They're like, oh,
You have to
he's
be a
out, he's
rider.
gone. He's coming home at 4 or 5. Well, I'm sorry. That's what he has to do.
You signed up for this.
And
And Nakia, we're not coming down on you too hard. We just want to help give you.
We're having a
We wanna
conversation
give you
about
a
the
better
culture of these workers in this industry.
Exactly, and a better
Understanding.
understanding of what type of relationship
You're
you're
in.
in, because
Yeah.
it's not the traditional relationship.
It's not
and guess
And
what?
it's never
That's
going to be
okay.
the traditional
and that's
relationship.
okay to
that's
not
okay.
be in a
because
traditional
that's what greatness
relationship.
is. And let's not just look at artists. You think Martin Luther King and Coretta just had so much time
easy,
together?
like
Sometimes when you're in that situation, we would never, for example, have a president that's not married. We talked about this once.
Right.
And it's like that is because it's also part of the brand you're building. It just depends on where it plays and when. But you have to be aware of it and don't take it personal because it's not personal. So he's actually protecting you. And in a lot of ways, he's respecting you by saying that when I do have my downtime,
I'm with you.
that's the time I
I'm
spend with you.
spending
When
with
I'm
you.
inside in my alone space, I consider you so important to me
Right.
that I allow you in
And
my
it's
alone
a
space.
quote that says a rich man giving you money doesn't mean anything, but a busy man giving you his time means everything, and that's true.
Even if
I
that
love
time
it.
is 4 a.m. and it's just in bed until 8
Yeah,
in the
cuddle
morning
up,
watching TV.
boot up.
Just enjoy
Boot up.
it. It is what it is.
Na-na-na.
Think of the glass. The fact that you have the glass.
And what you just described is living in the moment.
Right, exactly.
And I'm going to share my words of the week, which are about living in the moment.
let's do
okay?
it.
This is Mr. George Corey, and these are my words of the week. Once you embrace the idea that all you have is right now, you will feel invincible. No fear will stop you, and no experience will hold you back. Seize the moment in order to break all barriers. This is GK, and these are my words of the week.
Woo, boom.
And what I want to say, Nakia, is I guarantee you when he is giving you his personal time, because personal time is the most present in the moment time.
Yeah.
You're not working. You're in the moment. So he might be giving you the best of his time.
Especially as
Best
an
of his
artist.
love.
As an artist, you're in that creative space.
Yes.
And so it might not look to the average person you're working, but you are. It's a space. It's a headspace to be in. So Nakia, don't take it personal. Those were very good words of the week.
I finally get some acknowledgement from Tron. Can we
No,
snap?
because
Can we do a
look,
snap?
I mean, those were very strong words of the week.
Thank you, Tron. Thank you.
Our topic today,
Our topic is dating with kids, the do's and
don'ts. And the thing is, with especially Lex, you are an artist. You have been in this 3-year relationship, and you also have a child.
Yeah.
You're a single mother, and as I've been out in the world, I see more and more single mothers dating. How difficult is dating when you're a single mother?
It's really weird. I mean, first, you don't want to, like, when you date, you don't want to, like, be like, oh, my kid and my child. And, you don't want to push that into a relationship. You want to build a relationship with the person first. I mean, it took, like, almost a year for me to introduce my son to my significant other once I decided that
Strong,
we were.
like a whole year. Almost.
Yeah, like
that's
almost a whole
pivotal.
year.
In that year, what were the things you were looking for to make sure of?
Well, I mean, obviously he knew I was a mom. And so I
You didn't
think,
hide the fact. You
No,
were
no, it
just
wasn't like,
You
oh
let 'em know.
yeah, I
Listen,
have a
this is,
kid a year
the
later.
situation.
No, it was a very straightforward. Like, this is who I am.
that's a first date conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is my life, and when you get to know somebody, that's one of the things I would obviously tell you first. But it was really weird for the first year, just because it was like, I didn't want to push my child onto him. I didn't want to push him onto my child, because that's not, like, my
Not
child has a
natural.
great father. Like, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a partner that can understand who I am, and then obviously add into my family in the future. So, not that it's difficult. I mean, I think that a lot of people, I'm not sure if a lot of men want to date. I guess that's a question for you. I would want to ask you guys,
Right.
like, what do you feel about, like, dating a woman with a child? Like, what would you like?
Well,
would it
for
be as
me,
easy?
Mama is waiting for a grandkid. She got 3 kids. She's still waiting for a grandkid. So sometimes I'll be like, yo, this is a fast forward to becoming a dad. No diapers, no.
George
What's
actually
up?
I think really does prefer it in a lot of ways, because it's like he would love to be
I'd like
a
that
ready-made
dynamic.
dad, and he would be a great
family
dad.
dynamic.
Because for me, the first step was Chaco the Chigo, who you met, the puppy. Now I've conquered the puppy, and now I'm like, what's next? And I would love to be a father. Actually, my first job, I was a camp counselor, and I loved working with the kids. I loved helping them grow and develop.
I don't know if that counts, bro.
I was a part-time dad.
No,
bro. I was a part-time dad. PTG.
Like the youth.
He was a camp counselor at 16 because George was like tall, but the other kids were also
At 14, bro.
all the
Because I was, like,
kids,
tall.
We were all like the same age range. And second of all, George definitely slept with someone's mom.
Oh, come on, man.
So he was a dad for a
just
time
likes
being.
milk. He
That
likes
is a true
milk.
story.
No.
So
Oh, no.
that's a true story that he actually
Allegedly.
didn't happen. Allegedly. But it's interesting because as a guy, I would look. I'm not going to say it's an ideal situation because you're afraid. It's like sometimes, especially you're in a situation where you're like, I can barely take care of myself. How, and we automatically jump forward in this situation.
Right.
Like, what if she expects me to take care of the kid?
Right.
What if I'm supposed to be that? And it's a conversation. It's a first date conversation. It's a conversation. But I think what needs to happen is there is a difference between there are women like yourself who aren't looking for another father for their child. They're looking for a partner for themselves, just like anyone
But
else.
there are a lot of women.
Who are
that
trying to find a replacement.
And
Yeah.
Sharon, you just said something so profound. Have you gotten frustrated, and now you're in a dating situation, but before, where you talk to a guy and he thinks the automatic expectation is, oh, so now I have to be the father to your kid, and you're like, whoa, hold on a second, I'm just
Not
looking
like
for
that at
love. I'm
all.
looking for our kid.
You don't need to have anything to do
Wow,
with
I
him.
never thought of that.
I've never
about that
really,
way.
I've never really had a situation like that. I don't think I've ever gotten that far with a man to even have that thought come up. You know, like before I was with my partner now, I was single for 2 years, and I was just like I was out here. Just like dating, I hadn't been single in 8 years. You know,
Wow.
I was in an 8-year relationship before
Wow.
that. So it was 2 years of just like being single. Like I hadn't been single my whole adult life. It's kind of crazy. So I don't even think with some meeting men, like we might have had a conversation, might have went on a date. It probably didn't go past a date or two, you know. So it wasn't even a converation to have.
Got you.
I mean, I'm not to be like, I actually am pretty amazing. So, you know, like,
Hey guys, this is her
know.
spokesperson. She's fine.
yeah, men that I have
know.
dated, you know, are like, it doesn't matter, you know, because of the type of person I am. And obviously it's not like I'm hanging on to, like looking for a father for my child. Like I'm very independent. It's a very known thing. So I've never actually had those problems, but I know women that are like very much like that. Like I have friends and acquaintances that are like, yeah, you know, like I want a good father for my child. It's like you should never go into a relationship.
No, at all. Looking
never
for expecting that from somebody.
Yeah, never go into a relationship looking for that because it's gonna end horribly. You know, like you need to find
They have to want
compatible
that
partner
for
you.
both
And
of
then,
you.
I mean,
For
like
both.
even after introducing my son to my boyfriend, it took almost a year for them to even
really
to get in,
want to fuck with each other or F with each other. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like a trying thing, like to even.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
they got the same birthday too.
Yeah, and they have the
Whoa.
same
Oh,
birthday.
that's interesting.
Are they Tauruses by any chance?
Leos.
Oh, okay.
August
Little
11th. So they
Kit Kats.
both actually, they're very similar people. So they knocked heads for a while. Now they're like besties.
Yeah.
So
And a thing I feel like a lot of men, and please, I want to know from your perspective, from both of you, a lot of men are always concerned, and they shouldn't be concerned, but should learn to accept the fact that as a mother, the mother should always choose her child over you.
Absolutely, 100%
Even
of the
if
time.
she didn't have a child before you. Like a mother should always choose a child.
So I had a
over-
problem with that once. I'm a mama's boy. I've been babied a lot. So I was dating someone with a son, and I always felt like I was being left behind a little bit.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How did, and as in they would do stuff and then you weren't involved?
Like sometimes I want to be baby. All right.
But then you couldn't be the baby anymore.
I couldn't be the baby.
But
no
that's
more.
the thing, you have to understand, and I think that in a situation, if I was to be with someone who had a child, you have to understand the child comes first.
100% of the
The
time.
same
They're,
way I
they're,
think my
they're
career
helpless.
comes first.
They're helpless.
This is even
they
more
need you
so.
to raise them.
I think that's like a red flag though. If
Yeah,
if
if it- oh,
you're
100%.
with a man and
100%.
he wants more attention
Yeah,
than
hell
your
yeah.
child. I mean, but it's also
I'm a
about the
middle
woman's-
child, Lex
It's also the
Lu.
woman's
You're like,
job
listen,
to
I want to
balance-
be the baby.
But it's also the woman's child to balance a woman's job to balance the
child.
having a child and being in a relationship. You can't give less to the
Be too
man or
selfish,
give less to
right.
your child. It's a balance thing.
You
so.
know what a natural fear I had? I was like, well, what if I put all my love into the kid? And then one day he's like, well, you're not my dad anyway.
Which will happen.
It's
Absolutely,
hard.
because
It's a
you're
hard
not.
thing.
You're
know?
not his dad.
But you know what? But it's something
But
you
he's
have
gonna
to
love you on a
accept.
different level because he'll realize when he gets older that you were like
A friend.
there. You took care of him, right?
A friend. And that's strong. Like, and another thing guys think about is, do I have to pay for two people now? Like it's one thing when we go on a date for one person, but now if we go to, if we're gonna go to Six Flags, now I gotta buy 2 tickets. And I have to buy 2 meals. Like that's a thing guys really think about.
Well, you know what? Like for me, like since I've got my relationship, it's always been like a 50-50 thing. So if you invite me out, you're buying. If you invite me and my kid out to dinner, you're buying. If I invite you out to dinner, I'm gonna buy your dinner and your movie. You know what I mean? It's like obviously he's gonna throw some in or pay for it, but I'm gonna offer and just make sure that I think it's a balance thing, But if you're inviting someone out,
so if he invites you out with you or a son, remember this is pre-relationship. That means he's paying, and I agree with that 100%. Yeah. But for some guys, that's also a concern where they're like, and I'm in a
get your bag up.
Personally, I'm a person, and I don't know how George would feel about it himself. But as a guy, I would of course pay. Like I would want to pay.
Bro, you pay for my dinners and I love it. Like I want that to never change. He paid for my dates.
But you know what? Lately, I'm gonna tell you this. George has been working on a production and it's doing very well. And so lately he's been buying taco truck.
I mean, I've been looking at
when you win, you're supposed to help your homies win.
On the flip side, I bought George like legit dates, not just like
like I get the taco truck. He's gone out to like hookah lounges, nightclubs, boa once,
we were,
and he got mad at me because I don't eat steak like that. So I ordered vegetables. He's like,
and he was like, I brought you to boa and you ordered vegetables.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Expensive vegetables.
Like you got.
Did you get fondue at least?
No, they were literally just cooked vegetables that cost just as much
fondue.
as steak.
Salt Bay came and was like.
So it was, but that's because I'm in a situation where, luckily, I'm financially secure and I could do that, and I would want to do that, and I would appreciate. And I actually find a respect. Like if you're a mother, I understand that and I respect that, and I like that. Like I understand It's not a turnoff for me personally. I think it's especially if I like your kid. Yeah. If I don't like your kid, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
It's like a balance thing, though. Like I think in relationships too, like just stepping outside of like dating someone with a child. I think it's like you should be able to cover each other, so that when you can cover someone, it's not like I'm always paying. I'm gonna go broke
because then it's gonna be it's like a one-sided thing. You can't. A relationship always has to have that equal weight held, or else somebody's gonna drown. Like you're gonna be like either dragged down by them. Like it has to be like if you're not helping me, then you're hurting me. Well, and vice versa. If I'm not helping you, I'm hurting you.
I feel you. And when I'm not around Tehran, when he's not there to pay, I was raised in like a traditional household. Man should pay, and I got traumatized once. I was on a date and I pulled out my card to pay, and she goes, "What, you think I can't afford to pay for myself?"
Attitude.
And I didn't know what to do. And I said, "Oh my gosh, am I being chauvinistic by assuming that I'm supposed to open the door? I'm supposed to pay?" What do y'all think about that? What can you enlighten us with? Do you want the chivalry?
I mean, I like you to know that I'm capable as well, but I'm not going to be offended by the fact that you wanted to. I'm not going to respond like that. I might be like, "Are you sure? Thank you so much." Like, I double check and be like, I can cover tip.
I say, "Let me grab the tip."
Yeah, let me grab the tip.
You know what I mean? So if you're buying, let me throw the tip down. I think that's
so that like I'm not trying to just take advantage of you.
Personally, I don't. I just pay. In general, like personally.
But are you offended if a girl's like, "What do you think
Are you single? I got single friends.
Say it like that. What do you think I can't pay?" Like
it's not that. See, and that's something.
And she also stepped on my Nikes.
Yeah, and that's something that George and I had a conversation. Like it's not about the fact that George is a gentleman. So what he's doing is not saying that he's not saying that you're not his equal. Right. What he's saying is he's respecting you.
Let me like do something nice for you.
I'm doing this because you deserve to be treated well.
Whoever that girl was, she's tripping because that's like a very rude response to being taken out in general. Like, what do you think I can't pay for?
Well, she dates women now. I don't know if it was like if it had anything.
I think she might have a problem with men. Maybe.
I don't know.
So, what are some do's and don'ts regarding being in a relationship with someone that has a child?
I would say don't demand too much time. I mean, like appreciate the time that you get, and don't demand too much because there's a demand in that with that person that you can't beat. So I would say just try to like, you know.
And don't take that personal, right? Like
Just don't demand too much time. Like take what you can and appreciate it and know that's what you're signing up for. That's what you're getting into. That's something that you have to like set your mindset with. You know?
Is it creepy? Is it creepy to ask to meet your child's father?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I made that mistake. I was wondering why I get a text back.
What if you met the child's father and then you were cool with him and like you guys become friends?
A brother bond.
Yeah, it's just you guys were cool.
I think that I don't find a problem with that.
That's because you have no problems with your child's father. But what if you?
Well, did? I mean, I don't really care if I like him too much. I mean, like, you know, we're not.
It's not that I have no problems.
You don't have anything. He's been a good father. But what if it's like someone, and then you just hate this guy, and then your man's like,
this is my homie, bro.
That's not my man. That's not my man's then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
then you don't love me like that.
If you don't get that, that's not my man.
Oh, interesting. So what are some do's?
Yeah, what are the do's? And Mawlz, you chipping? Have you dated a man with a man with a child?
Yeah, I dated two people who were parents.
Of course.
Okay.
And first of all, but no, I have. And like, that's another thing about being in my situation. I don't have any children, but dating people who have children, you have to really accept that role. And it's not easy. It's like, I'm choosing this, like I'm signing up for this. Exactly. Like, and you have to say like, am I mature enough for this? Can I like love him through this? And the fact that like, if his baby mom calls and needs him right now, like if we're doing something that don't matter, he's got to go. Yeah. And that has to be something that has to be okay. That's Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
So did it pan out well for you in those relationships versus your relationships with men who didn't have children?
I'll put it like this. It didn't, first of all, it didn't. Yeah, you do. It didn't pan out well, but it didn't end badly either. It was just me saying like, I've been accepting kind of something that I thought I could accept because I do love you and have love for you, but like, this is not going to be beneficial to my future, and it sucks to say that, but I have to be somewhat selfish here because you are pulled in so many different directions that you can't even like, as much as I can tell you want in your heart to do more, you just literally like, I can't, and I have to understand that like you can't.
But like, what about the concept that you've now been in this child's life and now you're abandoning this child?
Well, this is the thing. In my situation, my ex did not, like I met the children, but I never developed a relationship with them because we didn't let it go that far. It was just like, we came to a point where it was like, are we gonna, it was kind of just like, you know, what is the seriousness on your end and my end? And I realized it just didn't match up, and it's no hard feelings. Like literally like it ended over like, this is just a conflict of lifestyle. And like, I have no hard love for you, or I have no ill will. I have love for you. And this is no like hard feelings, but it was sad and it sucks. But at the same point, it's like everything for a reason. Like that person was in my life for a reason at the time, and vice versa. Yeah. And he has to raise children. I'm still single, independent. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. And he's got bills spread out like a fucking wildfire. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
so while we're on the do's or don'ts, looking back, this might be a humbling conversation. What are some of the do's and what are some of the don'ts, things you might have done differently?
In that situation for myself, I may have
start with the good stuff.
I'll say this. Okay, so what I would do. So in the situation of being the girl who's dating somebody, a man with children, don't be jealous. Just don't. You can't. It won't work. Bars. It just won't. Don't be jealous. Jealousy is so ugly. It's an ugly trait. You don't love him if you're jealous. You just don't. You know what I mean? You're not accepting any of him fully. So then that's the number one. Two, do be supportive of the fact that he's being a good dad, because a lot of dudes aren't. You know what I mean? Like that's actually attractive to me. Like even though you may never want to have more kids, I don't know, we haven't got to that discussion. At least I know that you're already a good father. You know what I mean? Like you're doing what you can and you're taking care of your situation. That's respectable to me. So do appreciate and respect that. And then also do how do I say this? Like, do kind of like understand that you're not their mom. Like, you know what I mean? In a situation, you can ask like, how they doing? Like, how was your weekend with them or whatever. But like, unless you want to share details with me or what's going on or want to invite me to a birthday party or whatever, you should never force yourself into that situation, because you're just going to be looked at as somebody who's an outsider just trying to bug their way in. You're a bugaboo at that point.
Interesting.
So those are the do's. The don'ts, though, the don'ts are this. Don't get yourself into something that you can't get yourself out of.
That's like, here's the thing. Here's the final concern as a guy that I would have with a potential, like this is a potential concern, is now I know that this is the girl that gets pregnant. And that's something that we think about.
What?
Like this is...
Wait, what do you mean, me?
No, like...
we're dating
if I'm dating...
Well, right.
If I'm dating someone
Exactly.
who has a child,
So are you going to be able to add her to your list of baby moms, and is it going to work out for your...
What's crazy is that
pull-out game isn't strong enough to withstand someone who's already gotten pregnant.
But what if
like
they...
see my issue that I'm kind of having now is like I'm uncertain if I want more kids.
Oh,
Interesting.
you're
He
like,
wants-
I've been there,
He's
done
ready to
that.
have kids.
And that's a
she,
conversation.
you know, she's young, so like she has a full grown 12-year-old
12
now.
years, 12 years. So it's like it's difficult. Like, do I want to start over again
With
or
a
do I
baby,
not?
a
So
tot-
I made that
infant.
very clear that like it's a possibility that I might not, but then I might want to. Like,
But it's all about communication.
And she's still
very
young
much
enough
so.
easily too.
Yeah, it's very much about like communication.
So how can we be better men?
Be honest, bro. Just stop playing the fucking games. Like sometimes guys think that girls are so sensitive that they can't handle things, bro. Just honestly, a lot of the time, if you tell us like the most grimy shit, but it's true, and we don't feel like we're being played, we'll probably stick around for more than you would expect.
Look, I'm gonna write that one down because it was so strong. But if this backfires,
He said, "Listen, I'm
Miles,
coming.
I'm gonna find you in the
I'm
mall.
DMing
you.
if it's a truth, then if it backfires, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
And
At
that's
least you
guess
got
what?
it out. Like
you got it out, and the truth's gonna set you free regardless.
Yeah.
But
So
what
if,
if I'm scared of the backfire?
then
I
you're
think-
a puss. No.
I think the most important thing in any relationship is honesty. You know, like
It is.
it's
Communication.
being about just being 100% honest, because then they know what you want, they know what you don't.
And then
like.
they have a
And
choice to
so-
decide whether or not they want to go along with it.
Yeah,
So-
like you know, it's like when you hide stuff. That's like gives
That's
you that-
manipulation.
yeah, it's like a gray area that you don't want to get into.
Love it. So honestly, with the truth, where can people find you if either one of you want to be found?
if you would like to contact us,
I'm on all kinds of social media under Lex Lu Official.
And your new single is?
All In. It's called All In. It's produced by 206 Derek, and
Daddy
it's out
D.
on iTunes, Tidal, SoundCloud.
I like the
Amazon.
Uber line. What are the lyrics to the Uber line?
Okay, you call it Uber for me, but I don't want to leave. I want to wake up
Wake
with
up
you in
to
the
you
morning.
every
So it's
morning.
basically, the song is basically
Yes, honey.
me. You know, you have like a booty call, and you kind of fall for the booty call. But it is what it is, and
but you
have
actually
to
like them. And you're like, I could
you
wake
have
up to you every
accept
morning.
that.
You have to accept
You have
it.
to accept that.
That
So
you
it's
can't
like
feel
you're
it.
falling. I'm falling in love
I'm
with
all
you,
in.
but like I have to.
You're all in.
I have to play
It's
my role.
such
So
a real
applicable.
line. It's a
So
real
applicable
line.
for right
Yeah,
now.
it's real.
Yeah.
And Mawlz, where can you be found?
I can be found on Instagram at Molly Mawlz, MOLLYMAWLZ. Right now, I don't have an official project out, coming out with new music soon, but you can find my SoundCloud. I am a SoundCloud artist. Molly Mawlz on SoundCloud as well. So yeah.